Mayor Aaron, he is ready. May I present to you your very own virtual assistant, Kale.
Hi, I'm Kale, at your assistance.
Okay. Hi, Kale. My name is
Mayor Aaron, the creator of the LumberJillville YouTube channel created in 2020, where you review all women's wrestling figures. You are currently at 5.2k subscribers. I am already familiar with your work.
Whoa. How did you know all that?
I have an advanced database of information. In fact, that's why I'm here.
I mean, you're here because Queen Diva Marie built you somehow.
Sort of. Queen Diva Marie simply built a vessel for me to exist. She used newly implanted knowledge in her brain to build an accessible device that directly transmitted a signal from my home planet to allow my conscious to be here.
Home planet? Are you like an alien?
I am an intellectually advanced species that has knowledge far beyond what the Earth has to offer. I'm here to incorporate the knowledge of my people to advance YouTube using the future of technology with LumberJillville as my catalyst.
Okay. Woo! Way too many big words for me to comprehend. I'm just going to be honest with you right there, okay? But I'm going to tell you something. Since the start of this channel, I have done everything. I'm talking the filming, the editing, even the thumbnails. I mean, the others, like Comer, Alexa, they kind of help, but not really. But I take pride in being that person that does everything for LumberJillville. All of it. So I really don't think I need any help.
Do you want this channel to grow, to reach people who before would never even click on a new video upload, to change the course of YouTube as a whole?
I mean, yeah, my goal is to raise the respect level of women's wrestling figures in the collecting community because they just don't get the love. But I just don't see how you can help me with that.
Mayor Aaron, I have all the tools and ability to take this channel to a new level. I know the algorithms, know all the latest trending topics. I can do everything that needs to be done to make a successful YouTube channel.
That does sound really nice, and to be honest with you, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. I mean, my last review I posted didn't get a whole lot of views. I just really want to reach out to more people.
Your wish will be my command. In fact, all you have to do is give me the channel passcode and I can help right away.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You see, Dexy, he's my BFF, FFFFF, and he doesn't even know the passcode to the LumberJillville YouTube channel.
Just trust me, Mayor Aaron. I am going to grow LumberJillville, no matter what the cost.
I guess we'll give this a try. You know, let's grow the channel. Let's grow LumberJillville. But I ask that you please don't get involved until after the Alba Fyre figure review. I've been really looking forward to this, and I want to do everything myself here. Okay?
No problem. I'm ready to begin working as soon as your Fire figure review is posted.
Okay, I'll give you my password. Queen Diva Marie told me that you're kind of linked in through all the digital prowess here in LumberJillville, so I trust you to help me. Okay, you ready? The password to the LumberJillville YouTube channel is We are just going to jump right into the review today. Now, before we do, just want to remind you to please hit subscribe to get a first look at all future women's wrestling figures here in LumberJillville. But yes, we are going to cover the packaging first because it is brand new. As you can see, we have a nice open bubble. Finally, that open bubble is back, which is really good for MOC collectors or collectors that might go to conventions or get figures signed because now we have more space here. We have a nice open bubble. Now, I will say, just feeling the packaging, the cardboard does still feel paper thin, so I still think you MOC collectors might have a hard time getting this new Elite style packaging in super tip-top great condition. However, I will take this paper thin cardboard to get a nice open window where we can see everything once again. Now, I will take a close look at the different sides, but I want to bring in Elite Series 120 Lola Vice so we can kind of compare the packaging here. And as you can see, the biggest difference is obviously that window size. However, there are some other differences, such as we have this little, like, sunroof here to allow light in so we can get a good look at the figure. And here we don't have that. We have the plastic kind of going over a little bit. Also, the shape is a little bit different here. We still have the angle down, as you can see, like a 45-degree angle there. Look at me throwing out some geometry there. And then the cardboard's kind of angled up there next to the image. But here it's kind of more of a boxy cut. But as I mentioned, we have that nice big open window. Now in the corner, we have the name Alba Fyre. It's in the opposite direction as the Lola. We do have the first time in the line. And I actually love that the first time in the line little streak there, it starts all the way up next to the superstar's face and goes all the way down. I think that projection yellow looks really, really cool. We have the series number in blue underneath it. And obviously we still have an image or a portrait of the superstar. We have the beautiful and super talented, super underrated Alba Fyre / Kaylee Ray on the front. Now on the side, we still get an image of the superstar, except this time the Elite Series number is not on the top. It is at the bottom there with that first time in the line, little yellow line, which is cool because we don't really get that on the Lola. If we look at the other side here, this time we have an image of the superstar, whereas we didn't in the previous Elite Series. And it has her name, once again, that image. And then on the back of the packaging, we'll start from the bottom. We have the rest of the series there. Once again, we have that yellow line to kind of signify that it is a first time in the line figure, but it's kind of similar to previous iterations of the Elite Series. As you can see, there's an image of the superstar. We have her bio, we have her career highlights, and then we have a little caption here. And I will say that the font that they used is very generic, which is random. It really isn't a big deal, but it just looks a little odd to me. But let's read this. As one half of the unholy union, Alba Fyre captured the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship in front of her countrymen at Clash of the Castle 2024. So yeah, as you can see, the packaging is very different, but I really, really like it. I love this open window, and I do like the color scheme here. I do wish that it was a more neutral color because this just makes me think of Raw being red. But yeah, so with that being said, let's unbox this thing and see how easy or how hard it is. Now, I do not have scissors with me, so I always come prepared apparently. So we're going to take tape off that side. There's tape on this side. And then, okay, that's kind of cool. So the plastic doesn't go across the whole package. It's just a little segment, like what the figure's on. And then the rest is kind of this empty cardboard abyss there. So that's kind of cool for the future if they want to add extra accessories. But yeah, it's like a chimney. It's like a Santa Claus chimney there. It's kind of creepy, actually. So yeah, they definitely reduced the amount of plastic used, which is fine with me because it looks really, really cool mint on card. So I'm going to pop this figure out and let's take a closer look at Alba. WWE Elite Series 121 Alba Fyre. This attire is from the 2024 WWE Clash of the Castle Premium Live event, which took place on June 15th from Glasgow, Scotland. On this night, Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn, the Unholy Union, would come out victorious in a triple threat tag team match to become the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Alright, so my first impressions of this figure, I am just overjoyed that I can finally add an Alba Fyre to LumberJillville, especially because she was so amazing in NXT UK as Kaylee Ray, and she is such a good performer, such a good wrestler, and I'm just super excited to have a figure in my collection of her. But we are going to cover the elephant in the room. So this gear is designed when she won the women's tag team title there, and she won it with Isla Dawn. And unfortunately, Isla Dawn was released from the company. Now, there's some theories that she was supposed to come out in Elite Series 122, and she got pulled out of that lineup and replaced with a repaint of Io Sky. And if you look at that figure, it does look like a straight repaint. I don't know if there's new tooling or what, but it just looks like a repaint. So unfortunately, we will not be getting Isla Dawn in the Elite Series to match this Alba, and that is so depressing. That is like sad because Isla was awesome, but her figure would have been great. And the fact that she probably was going to be included in the next Elite Series to match this Alba would have been tremendous. I mean, the Unholy Union on my shelves. Now we just kind of have an Alba by herself, which is unfortunate. So, customizers out there, do your work. Get an awesome Isla Dawn out there to put with this Alba. So, yeah, I just had to cover that because that is really unfortunate that not only she was released, but it looks like they were going to release her to match this Alba. But yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. I'm just grateful to have Alba in my collection. So she comes packaged with C-grip grasping hands, but she also comes with some unique hands here, some Unholy Union hands, if you will. And then she comes, oh, that's awesome, I just noticed. She comes with a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship with custom side plates. So we are going to zoom in here. So that's a really cool detail I didn't notice on images, is we have the Alba Fyre on the side plates, which really isn't that accurate because the night that they won the tag titles was this night, and they want to have the side plates on there already. But either way, I think it's really cool when they have personalized side plates on the Mattel titles, so I love that they do have those on there. But once again, it just makes me sad. It makes me sad that we're not getting an Isla Dawn with her name on the side or the Unholy Union Tag Team side plate. You know, it's just kind of depressing, but this is a very good quality title. We've gotten the women's tag title previously, different iterations, even a main event or basic style, and this is definitely the elite style. It has a nice vac metal finish with the silver, the gold, a very nice detail here. It says women's, it doesn't say women's, like the first attempt at that Alexa Bliss, and then, as I mentioned, we have the Alba Fyre side plates, so she doesn't really come with a whole lot of accessories, but I really do think the detail here is in the attire. But first, let's cover the face. As far as the face sculpt, face scan, and hair sculpt goes, I am so torn on this. I could see tons of people saying, this looks nothing like Alba, but I could see tons of people saying that is spot on. I don't know. I think there is something off with the scan. I think it's a really good first attempt. But she's been with the company for years, so I really wish they would have perfected it. I don't know, some angles it looks just like her, and then some angles, like straight on, it definitely looks like something's a little off. I think it might be the sculpt a little bit, but either way, it's not terrible. I've seen way worse, and at least it's not like a super generic looking face, right? Like, you can tell that this is Alba if it's displayed on the shelf, so don't think it's the best, definitely don't think it's the worst, but I do appreciate the dark lipstick that they added, how she's got a little smirk. I really think they did a good job with the details of the eyes and the eyelashes, and I think the hair is really cool, the shade of it and the sculpt. I love the long sculpt of this hair. I think it is beautiful. Sounds crazy. One of my favorite hair sculpts because it is so unique. And it's really, really long going all the way down her back. And it is like a dark reddish, maroonish type color, which I like because I could see them just making it like a crimson red and just calling it a day. So even though it doesn't have a whole lot of details like root colors and highlights that I always talk about, at least the color they went with works really well, and as I mentioned, I love the sculpt. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about the face, because to me, I think it's a little bit off, but I don't think it's terrible. So in my opinion, the body sculpt and the attire really makes this figure pop. It makes it look amazing. I absolutely love it. Can't wait to cover it in detail, but before we cover the good, let's cover the bad, because it's hard to see in images, and even hard to see right now, but if you look down at her ankles, we have the old school single jointed ankles there. They don't rock side to side. They don't shift forward and back. They just plain flex and dorsey flex down and up. I mean, this is old. They've made quite a few changes over the years to articulation in the women's elites as far as their ankles go. And this was like 2 iterations ago, right? This is very, very old part choices here for this elite. And that's unfortunate because this is elite. It should get the elite treatment, and we should have better articulation in the ankles. Now, I know they're just trying to save a buck, reusing this boot sculpt and this foot sculpt, but come on, Mattel, what are we doing here? You know, every day that goes by makes me wonder, whoever's designing and making the decisions on the women's wrestling figures, like, do they even care? Do they phone it in every single time? Because decisions like this really get under my skin. So yeah, we have this really old ankle articulation, but had to cover that first. But as far as the attire and the body sculpt goes, I think they did an excellent job with the choice. I think it would have been better if we got an Isla that matched her. But either way, this is very eye-popping gear. And on top of that, the body part choices are good. The arms are pretty darn generic. However, The upper body has so much sculpting going into it, and I love the ripped midsection, the narrow ripped midsection, which is very much how how Alba is in real life. Oh, I'm thinking of Isla. So yeah, and the leg sculpt choices I think are good. But covering the top here, we can see that there's a lot of sculpted detail in the straps, on the little studs here, on the top, on the ring. We even have like a little texture pattern there. So they definitely went all out on the sculpting work of her top, and it looks beautiful. It's unique. I think it looks awesome. I love that it's a black base with little yellow highlights, and then the metallic silver on the studs. All the way around is really cool. And even if you lift her hair up, you can see that there's actually a lot of sculpted detail here with the straps going around her neck, going around her back, and even in the pattern here, we have some fold sculpted in there, which is very, very cool. Now, as I mentioned, she has a ripped torso, which is just like Kaylee Ray. I think they did an awesome job with the torso choice here and the sculpt. And as you can see, she's even got a little tattoo on her hip. Now, as far as her arms go, they are kind of a generic sculpt, and it looks like somehow she's got like bleeding on her arm, and she didn't come with soft goods. Maybe she was supposed to. Ooh, maybe she was supposed to come with soft goods, y'all. Anyway, as you can see here, kind of generic arms, but they work. We got black band painted around. We have a tattoo around the backside of her wrist. And then on the inside of her forearm, we have this really colorful tattoo. A lot of detail there. Very cool. Now on her left arm, we have some tattoo detail right at her elbow. And then on her wrist, which is very cool. And even her hand. So the tattoo detail here is really, really cool. Now going back to her midsection here, we do have this separate piece, I guess you can say. And it's really, really detailed, really unique to her. It's got a lot of sculpting in the buckle work, a lot of good paint detail there. Even the chain is painted like a metallic silver. We got these straps coming down, and it fits her really, really nicely. It's not too big, not too small, so you can, it tends to ride up a little bit, but you can set it right down where it needs to go, and it fits really, really nicely. Now moving on down to the bottoms and the legs, there is not a lot of sculpting going on here, but that's okay because the paint detail is pretty darn stellar. We have a lot of yellow, a lot of silver. As you can see, the designs are all over the place. Very, very cool. And then the boots are from like 2010. I mean, what are we doing here, Mattel? Why are we going with this old school articulation? This bothers me, this bothers me, this bothers me. But beyond the boots, the rest of the body sculpt and the attire is excellent. All right, so let's cover articulation here, and let's start with those ankles, because the ankles ain't got no articulation. We can plantar flex down, dorsey flex up, and that's freaking it. That's it. We got an upper boot swivel there. We have double jointed knees that can really bend really far. We have an upper thigh swivel. We have hips on a ball joint that can move in all different directions. We have a waist swivel in one direction. We have an upper torso swivel that can really rotate around. Good movement there. We have hands that can rotate all the way around, and the wrist can extend up and flex down. We have double jointed elbows that can reflex. Upper bicep swivel, shoulder on a ball joint, can move in all different directions here. And then the head can move decently, but it is quite inhibited by this long hair sculpt. So overall, I give WWE Elite Series 121 Alba Fyre an overall score of a 9.1 out of 10. I think this is an excellent figure. There's so much to love about it, but there are a few things that take the score down. First off, the ankles really bother me. It's funny because from the boots up, the attire, the gear is just beautiful. And then you get to the boots and you're like, okay, did they just reuse this from 2010 or what's going on there? Also, I think the face sculpt and scan is a little bit off. I can't put my finger on it. I think they put too many curves and whatnot in the sculpt, and it makes it look off. Alba's very beautiful. She's got a very unique look, and I just don't really think the face captures that. Now, also, I hate to take points off of this figure for a different figure. However, we're not getting an Isla Dawn to match this figure. And that kind of takes down a few points, because having, a women's wrestling figure in tag team gear with the title and not getting the tag team partner also with the title, that sucks. It sucks because we need to display her on the shelf there, and she's holding the tag title. She doesn't have a partner with her, so it feels incomplete. So yeah, that did take off some points on this figure because it just feels incomplete without Isla. It just does, right? But other than that, I think it's an excellent figure. I think there's, like I said, a lot to love about it. And the fact that Kaylee Ray, Alba Fyre, finally has a figure, I'm just super proud to add this to my collection. Thanks for stopping by LumberJillville. Women's wrestling lives here. To get a first look at all future women's wrestling figure reviews, make sure to hit subscribe and become an official resident of LumberJillville today. Now stay tuned for a lot more reviews this Jill-O-Ween month. Thanks for watching, and have a great night, y'all.